Setting the stage for Project 2029 is the prequel. I call it Operation 2026. Today, we're going to talk about the opportunity knocking on our door. The elections next year will both be complete in less than 365 days. Crazy, isn't it? Together, they could drastically shift the tide against the Trump administration's goals and set the stage for winning the jackpot in 2028 and implementing Project 2029. Welcome to Critical Culture. I am Travis, and we are back with the second episode in our series on Project 2029. As I mentioned at the top of the show, this is about the prequel. We've got all of 2027 and 2028 to plan. There is real change we can make in the landscape within the next year, so let's get into it. First, we will win big. I have no doubt, and this is why. Midterms are notoriously bad for the party holding the presidency. Whoever it is now the man, and everybody hates the man. This isn't like the man as in, hey, you're the man. This is like the man. All of the problems in government are their fault. People against their agenda are motivated by fear and anger. People for parts of their agenda are distancing themselves from politics. They think things are going okay, and at the same time, they want to distance themselves from the mess their party is making. The other factor going on here is the economy is absolute trash, and it's not going to improve in the next year. Yes, Mr. Carville, it is the economy. So knowing we're going to win, it's our job to make it count. One of my favorite political quotes is from Hannah Arendt. Revolutionaries do not make revolutions. The revolutionaries are those who know when power is lying in the street and when they can pick it up. There is power lying in the street. Power in the office is up for election, and power within the Democratic Party. It's time to push hard left in the primaries. MAGA is signing the death warrant for the Republican Party. Democrats are poised to regain that power, but the brand is still on life support. The opening is the primary system. The primary system we have today wasn't always available to us. It used to be you voted for delegates and then they chose the candidates. Now the primaries are much more direct, and there is an opportunity for people to influence the Democratic Party. See, I've volunteered a lot within the Democratic Party, and it seems annually or biannually they have this push where all these ideas about what our platform should be goes up from the county parties to the congressional district to the state party, all the way up to national. Your chance of influencing the overall vision there is pretty small. It takes a long time and a lot of people to push really hard. The primaries, where we can get in candidates and pressure candidates directly to support our policies, is where the action is at. So the biggest item for me is candidate selection. And to be clear, that starts with self-selection. We can't elect bold progressives if none of them run. We need those revolutionaries that know the power is there to be taken. Bold progressives ready to stand up for our values. Some Democrats need to be primaried. All should face opposition. Every single one. We should have a choice. And there should be a debate over whose policies are more popular and more likely to win the election. The Fight Club forming in the Senate agrees. If you haven't heard of the Fight Club, it's a great movie. It's also now a group of Democratic senators that don't mind if you talk about them. As a coalition, they're pushing the establishment to embrace bold candidates willing to push and hold the line on the progressive end of the spectrum. This is people like Bernie Sanders, Elizabeth Warren, and others. People with a strong track record of progressivism that see the party establishment is playing too centrist, is giving up too much ground. When the center has shifted to the right, we need to shift to the left to bring the center back to where it should be and get progressive policy reestablished in the United States. The GOP did this in 2010. They found motivating fear through a black president delivering health care. While their jump to the right was a disaster for us policy-wise, it is illustrative in that it stuck. It pulled the whole party right. Look at the continued broad support for Bernie Sanders. Look at the backlash against Trump in 2018 and the birth of the Squad. We have allies already in power. We need more. The Democratic Party machine will not seek out the candidates we need. That's not their job. That is our job. And they can't stop us in this system. Only we can stop us. And I have two pieces of advice for those who do run left. First, don't get sucked into stupid narratives. When people want to say socialist, talk about actual policy. Study those who traveled this path before. People want progressive policy. Speak that language. They won't care about people throwing about words they don't understand. Second, it's not enough to be anti-MAGA. Focus on policies that help people. The fact that you're anti-MAGA will be clear. Taking the Hill is going to be hard. There is a clear advantage in the House. The road to getting a majority in the House seems like we can win. In the Senate, it's going to be a long shot just given the nature of the seats that are up for grabs, the people in them now, and the states that they are in. But every seat matters in the long run. We need to take every seat we can in both the Senate and the House. What you can do, run for something. It's a plea, and it's also an organization that will help you do it. Seek out and support progressive candidates. Encourage them to run or help them to run. There's tons of resources out there. Study the people that have done this before. Mamdani, AOC, everyone in the squad, Bernie Sanders. Look at their messaging, see how they're positioning themselves and how popular they are. Spread awareness of issues and candidates. When people talk about socialism, talk about specific policies, point out how ridiculous their arguments are. And then vote and get your peers to vote. That's all for today's episode. If you found value, I ask that you like and subscribe. If you want to support me further, please visit my About page on my Substack site, available at adulting.media. I appreciate your time, and thanks for listening.